Hey guys, this is Crap Hunter, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Woo! Now, today is an interesting day because it's Wargaming's World of Tanks third year. Woo! Yeah, happy birthday, Wargaming. Well, happy birthday, World of Tanks, from the company Wargaming. Yes, this weekend is, well, by the time of this recording, this weekend will have been, I suppose, if you're watching it on Monday. I mean, I'm going to upload this on Sunday, but if you haven't, never mind. Happy birthday, Wargaming. This weekend, it'll have been 3 years since this game came out, which is pretty cool. Very much cool. I'm currently on a massive Tier 8, craze grind. I mean, I'm very happy to announce that I've finally solved the Studio Emil, which you will see in the review. So don't worry, I did a review on it. Thumbs up. So you'll have that review as well as this video, as it's kind of a bit of a special occasion. So yeah, Centurion Mark 1. How am I doing with it so far? Well, so far I've kind of just about grinded stuff. I had already researched the middle engine thanks to the Comet, and I have just unlocked the gun. Not this gun, that gun. So this grind, while it's going to be stressful to a degree, because obviously this gun, although it's tier, it's a medium tank, you're not supposed to have the best guns, but it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those annoying grinds because there'll be certain times where I think, oh my god, I just want to have the better gun. Yeah, I'm sure at some point I'll be able to get through and get this thing fully upgraded, fully sorted, and it'll be lovely. I'm definitely going to try and keep this tank because it's awesome. So yeah, certainly looking forward to it. And the grind isn't going to be exceptionally long. In fact, the ironic fact is, the most expensive thing research points wise is this engine. But then if I get this engine, the Centurion Marks 9 or 7-1 either way, will have that engine as well. So there's benefits on all sides, which is pretty cool. So that's like in a sense, that's like the least amount I'm going to grind. I know there's a lot of 16,000s out there, which, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be pleasant, but at least I'll be able to get to it a little bit faster, I believe, than my other tanks. With my Borsig Waffenträger, not really been playing this thing as much as I probably should. It's really good. I mean, in a sense, I'm kind of putting this tank in a kind of lesser priority because I've already got such a fantastic gun and I've already researched everything except the top gun. So while yes, it would be nice to, definitely I'm going to play this thing, I'm not going to put too much of a priority on it. I'm certain I'll be able to get to this tank's top gun, and then I'm certain I'll be able to go through and get the top upgraded, the WZ, Waffenträger Panzer Al4 over there as well. So there's certainly I'm going to be able to get to it, but because I've done so much, not too keen on, not so focused on getting it. However, this tank right here will be the bitch grind. I can tell, because of the expense of the L52, because it's just such an expensive gun to run. I'm going to be mounting the L71. It probably means I will take twice as long to get to the L55. And if you are wondering, yes, I did buy the medium engine as well. So sue me. I was getting a bit fed up with the tier 6 engine, so I've got on the middle engine. I'm not going to research this engine until I've got that one, that gun, which, it will take time, like the Borsig, or, but, I'll get there. And besides, this tank is brilliant. The L71 gun, I know what to do with it. I know where to aim. I've used this gun on numerous occasions. I like this gun. So fingers crossed, once again, and plus also my crew, when they get to 100%, they'll be perfect, and it'll have lots of fun times with this gun. But still, at the moment, even though I've only had a few games in this, to get it to the second engine, this tank has potential. I'm loving this tank already. I'm just looking forward to having the L55, because that means this thing will be awesome. I love you, Ferdinand. Speaking on tier 8 grinds, the last thing I'm kind of grinding, well, I would say grinding slash not grinding, this like the Borsig Waffenträger, the ISU. Because I've researched the BL10, I'm not really... I mean, I'll definitely try and times 3 it, no doubt about that. But at the same time, I'm not so fussed on it. It's not as I'm not as determined to get this thing because, you know, I've gotten everything I need for it. I can most happily play along. Excuse me. Sorry. There. I can most happily get used to the thing. You know, I'm gonna use it at some point, but I've already gotten everything I need on it. So while this thing is certainly a useful tank destroyer, I will probably have to hold off using it and probably focus on the Centurion and Ferdinand a lot more. But anyway, so yeah, in this video, I've got a couple of replays, which pretty darn good. This is the couple of replays I had in my grind. One of which is in this lovely thing, the Centurion, and the other one isn't a tier. It wasn't in a tier 8 tank. It was in my other. Well, you'll see in the replay, but the other one was when I kind of had enough, and I'm like, oh, I just need to get, you know, spend some time in a tank I enjoy driving. So anyway, I'll see you in the replays, guys. And we're back, and I am in my Centurion barely stock. As you can see, it's still got that terrible machine gun turret and very light armor. And we are in a tier 8 game. I am top tier, or as top as I can be, on Pearl River standard match. So, first impressions of the Centurion. Well, it is a fantastic machine, and certainly very different to its tier 7 counterpart, the Comet. So I am certainly looking forward to seeing what kind of presence on the battlefield this thing can do when fully upgraded. Only thing is, I kind of suck in it at the moment. I've only been driving this thing for about 10, maybe 20 battles, so I'm certainly got lots to learn, and to be honest with you, I think I'll probably fully learn once this thing's fully upgraded. So yeah, what I'm going to definitely try and do is stick with this tank for a while, try and, you know, just give this tank a lot more. Just give it a chance to sort of really shine, really, because I'm liking what I can do, and the grind is becoming somewhat painful, I will not deny, in the sense that it's so close yet so far. Anyway, back onto the game. So I have elected to go down south to push along the medium line, and most of our heavies have pushed on the northern line, which, as you can see on the minimap, lots of enemy heavies have been sighted. I quickly make a little note and fail at grammar in a few seconds. Well, sorry, English, I should say. Because two of our heavies, although they're tier 6 and tier 5, are camping that ridge. Now, admittedly, you know, what can you do in a tier 8 game when you're tier 6 or 5? I don't even know how the tier 5 got in there. Possibly a fail platoon. But I find... they should have, in my opinion, I think they could have pushed forward a bit more, perhaps put a bit more aggression on this line, you never know. So, our team at the moment is currently heavily engaging the enemy top tier in the Pearl River, and a T-28 prototype and a T-71 are currently pushing on the mid-line. Now, I'm being very cautious around here, because obviously I realise that enemy TDAs and tanks will be camping there as well. It would be surprising if there wasn't. So I was kind of surprised to find that I wasn't being blasted to smithereens by the nearest tier 8 TD. I try and see if there's a chance to knock out the T-28 prototype, but by the time I get there, nothing really occurred. So I at first decide to push down this right-hand ridge here, thinking we can outflank whoever's up top, when an enemy KV-13 and T-3485 appears. So I think, right, okay, let's help my Type 59 friend out. Possibly I could have gone around the flank and hit them in the rear. Not too sure what would have happened, but enemy IS appears as well, so I think, right, okay, let's dedicate some resources to try and push up. The enemy heavies over here, still camping that ridgeline. I try and have a shot at the T-34, for some reason doesn't go through. Frustrating, I know. I come up, gun depression, not so perfect, get a cheeky shot in there, get a very lucky bounce, or pen, but no damage. Do a nice high damage roll on the KV-13. I make a mistake here and try and push up. But at the last moment I realise, nope, no chance. I take my time, shoot the T-34. So I cock up a little bit, but then I remember. KV-13 comes up. I take my time, I reverse a little bit. Our T-71 goes completely around the flank. And at this point I think, right, no, I'm going to get myself damaged again. So, going to have a look-see, and no, not really. Artillery gives them a good shot in, and the IS now is completely doomed. So I decide now push on the right-hand road down south to see if we can find their artillery. By this point, our opposing team have completely decimated our lines up north and are now pushing into the cap. I make another small mistake here, well, large mistake to an extent, by completely rolling over to the enemy cap zone and donking a shot against them. I back off and I spot an enemy AFK Nashorn. Now, my logic at the time was, I don't want to risk the Nashorn suddenly awakening at the last part of the game to completely kill off the remaining members of our team. So I decide to spend a few shells trying to kill off the enemy Nashorn. But by this point, the enemy team had now started to push into our cap. I get a low damage roll on the AMX 5100 and I realise, right, I can make it to the cap, and I probably should have done it a little earlier, but okay, we're holding them at the moment. I'll try and do what I can to stall the cap as much as possible. So I'm trying to get my way with a mid-stock engine, trying to get back to the cap when our Borsig Waffenträger gets the first tier 8 heavy. Making our way. Type 59 making his way as well. KV-1S just knocks out, or KV-2 knocks out our KV-1S. Our Black Prince trying to push across the line. Then our Borsig knocks out the enemy IS-3. So pretty much defeating the entire enemy counter-attack within a couple of shots. He tries going for the KV-2, but is unsuccessful. I take my time, I preempt the shot, bang. And there's my second kill. So at this point, unfortunately, our Borsig Waffenträger, enemy Borsig Waffenträger shows himself up. I'm sending a message to the artillery, yo, check it out, enemy Borsig. But the Churchill knocks out our Black Prince. So now comes a really tense moment in the game. Most of our tanks, or all of our heavy tanks, have been knocked out, and those who will remain are either on perilously low health or are not armoured enough to really go for it, except the 87, which I do not know where he is. I think he's still back at base. So I decide to try and push up once again along the medium line to see if I can outflank and possibly knock out the enemy artillery. Type 59 is doing it and going up on the high side. Our Borsig Waffenträger waiting to see if anyone will try and push up along that northern ridgeline. Clip the cliff. Really nervous at this point because I thought the enemy 5100 could perhaps spot me. And still pushing, keeping my eyes open for any chance of that AMX 5100. I'm sort of keeping awares of where the Borsig could possibly be. Looking around. Oh, shit. Borsig Waffenträger shows himself up, killing our Type 59. I at first elect to try and push left, but then I think, actually, if I can outflank him, I don't think he spotted me. I can push around and get a flanking shot on the enemy Borsig. So I'm merrily strolling my way, and shit! I spot the enemy Churchill. At first I aim down the sights, but then I think, oh shit, Borsig Waffenträger just dodges a shot. Enemy Churchill starts laying shots into me. I'm trying to reverse as fast as humanly possible. He's getting a few shots in. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on both the Churchill and the Borsig. I'm trying to reverse as much as humanly possible on this one. Enemy artillery then comes out of the blue. I donk my first shot. I don't know why it went that way, but whatever. Artillery comes in, and 1 hit points. Tracks take the shot. I repair my tracks. I take my time. I fire. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, 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 shit. He fires. I should have moved. It's at the last possible moment, and the shell, I don't know why it missed, but it did, which was very frustrating. Enemy AMX 5100 comes into the bloom. I try and get a shot in. Borsig Waffenträger gets a lucky clutch shot and finishes off the enemy tank. I get stuck a bit on the cliffs, and the Borsig asks, "Oh, can I have a Top Gun?" So I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let me just get out of the way." I'm at this point almost panicking because my tanks get stuck on the cliff, and I'm getting incredibly stressed right now. I'm like, "Come on, Borsig, hurry the Christ up!" And this is when, coming up soon, is one of the worst possible moments for a World of Tankers tank, and it happens to me a lot. It'll be coming up in a few seconds, and boom, there you go. I lag out, and I was fuming. I was so angry, because I don't think it showed it on that, but I unfortunately lagged out. And for some reason, it happens, and you don't even know it's going to happen until it's too late. And it just is one of the most frustrating things ever to happen, because it always happens to me when things like this happen. So I'm really quite, nervous on that, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, mate. I was really worried that the Borsig was now going to have to deal with a near full health Churchill. So there's my sorting PC lagged me out. Oh, this is me trying to move around to try and get the Borsig. There you go. So Borsig now has to deal with a Churchill Mark 7. It's getting incredibly tense for the Borsig. He donks his first shot, and so does, unfortunately, well, it didn't donkey. And the enemy Churchill rams him. It looks incredibly tense at the last moment, and the Borsig Waffenträger kills him off. So, very tense game, very close-knit, and luckily the Borsig was able to get himself a nice top gun. No thanks to me. Well, in all essence, no thanks to my sodding computer. That's the downside of having a rather shite PC. But anyway, good game, and I will see you in the garage for the results. So, there you go. Really not happy with how that lag session hit. I don't know what it is with my computer, but there are moments, and for me, I don't know why, touch wood, it always happens at the wrong moment. I don't mind lagging out on the way to an objective. I don't mind lagging out when I'm capping, or I don't mind lagging out just as the game is over, or if I'm already dead. I hate it when it does that. And it's so frustrating. I was really kind of worried, actually, as to whether the Churchill 7 would actually kill him. But luckily he didn't, and we won the game. Huzzah. So yeah, the scores were Mastery Badge First Class, not too bad, pretty darn good. Got Master Gunner, which is pretty decent, and I got Confederate. Huzzah. So that'll be a nice little token for my collection. For the experience of damage, I did 2,605, and got a base experience of 1,123, so that was really good. But kudos to the other player as well, the Borsig Waffenträger. He got 6 kills, 1,305, and a couple of those medals, High Caliber and Top Gun. So yeah, kudos to him, and kudos to, well played to the top 3 players, I'd say. Those guys, to be honest with you, kudos to the enemy team. The guys who pushed into the top half valley did a damn good job in overwhelming our flanks. And it's just a shame at the last minute it all kind of fell apart for them. It's happened to me a number of times, so it's not surprising, but at the same time it's a shame that it had to happen. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next replay. And we're back, and we are on the South Coast, I believe? Yes, South Coast Resort, or Resort, whatever. And this is the replay with my SU-122-44. And as you can see on the matchmaking, I was so happy on this first bit. I was just like, oh my god! I couldn't believe how lucky I was. This is one of those rare moments where Wargaming says, oh, go on, have fun. So, we're in a confrontation mode, as you can tell, and Germany have got a shit ton of Tiger tanks as well. And I proceed down to the south part of the map, or at least from our sector. And our teammates were talking, well, my teammates were talking about using the XVM, and I was basically sending a message to them saying, look guys, XVM, not really that important. You know, if you want to know how good a player is, fine, but don't let that dictate how you play the game. So anyway, we don't make any contacts down south. It looks pretty quiet. Only a few heavies have decided to join us, and I use the speed that I have in this beautiful tank destroyer to its full effect to get me all the way down to the resort's, I would say entrance, beach entrance perhaps, near some ruins. And I say, right, okay, let's see if we can get a few shots in on this Tiger tank. Oh, hello, last minute, and Schütze over the top. Okay, fair enough. Okay, see if we can do anything. Okay, bang. Nope, can't tell if I hit him or not. Oh shit, there's a tiger. Oh shit, there's lots of tigers. Oh dear. Just dodged that. So, okay. Oh, ricochet. So, took a ricochet, and I'm sending a message to the guys on my team saying, help out, you know, I'm keeping these guys distracted, you can move up. Okay, can we... Ah, another ricochet. Bloody hell. Okay, let's move up, try to see if we can get some... Can I be cheeky? Can I... Ooh, hello, that's good. No, no, oh, bollocks, I can't get a shot in. The damn tank's too fat. Okay, oh, bloody hell, another ricochet. Oh, God's sake. Ah, you freaking ricochets. Must have been bloody popping shots at me and everything. IS decides to finally push up, which is quite nice. I wasn't aware at this at the time. I was kind of focused entirely on the Tiger. Oh, God damn it! The freaking... God. At this point, I was starting to get slightly frustrated because it was like, this is probably the best matchup for this vehicle, in my opinion, and this match was just not going well. I hadn't done a single point of damage. I'd already lost a good third of my health, and the heavy tanks that were nearby me, I just said, guys, we just need to push, you know. And I was sort of sending messages to the map. I was just trying to get the guys to move up, because sometimes all it takes to get a team to attack is just a big shove. So I spot the Studio Mill, alright, see if we can get a shot in. Take your time, take your time, take your time, and Schütze! Oh, for God's sake, he's on a hill. Okay, okay. Take your time, take your time, take your time, and Schütze? No! RNG is being a troll today. So that's just great. Not helping my frustration at all. Take your time, take your time, take your time. Try to oh, God damn it. Luckily, I took it on the track. And at this point, I was losing my temper. Well, not losing my temper, starting to get really frustrated. It's like, come on. You know, none of my teammates are pushing up. Or at least, I hadn't noticed those guys, at least. So I'm sending a message to the team saying, move up, be aggressive, don't hide back. Usual stuff. And then it was looking, you know, it was looking very bad. I'm flashing the map up with these guys saying, come on, we got to push. You won't get anywhere if you just camp. That's the Tiger strategy. And then I spot enemy Tigers moving up on the minimap, and I'm like, right, watch out, guys. You've got enemy tanks to your 6. And although they start to notice it, there's just a crap ton of them. So I think, right, okay, we're not going to be able to do anything to stop them. So we need to turn around. But then I spot another Tiger. Ooh, can I finally do some damage? Okay, take your time, man. I was getting so frustrated. All these shots that I fired, and I did no damage. Oh. So at this point, I just went, right. Gotta go back to Cat. Gotta go sort some stuff out. So as the ticker's coming down, whoever stopped it really helped. IS on the top there, finally doing his job, trying to get into damage. I'm turning the team. At this point, I'm like, right, I've done talking. This team isn't doing what I need them to do, or at least what they should be doing. So I guess we've got to go deal with that. We've got to go try and stop the cap. At this point, it was all about stopping the cap, and I'm just like, come on, really? I was getting frustrated. I mean, that evening was getting... I'd lost 3 games in a row thanks to very poor teammates. So I was getting so frustrated. So at this point, the game is looking like an ultimate disaster. You know, the perfect game that you think is going to be brilliant going completely wrong. And so at this point, I'm like, sod you two guys to the left. I'm going for the Tiger. And pretty much what happens next is me going into somewhat rage mode. Alright. Finally! I shout at the computer screen. There's the first kill. There's the second kill. And there's the third kill. Oh. In less than a few seconds, I've been able to make up for about 3 to 4 shots worth. And then another enemy Tiger appears, being very cheeky. He decides to go for RKV3, but luckily RKV3 doesn't take any damage, I don't believe. At this point, I was half tempted to jump on the Tiger for all the how pissed off I was. So I then say, right, hello, Mr. Tiger. I'd like to introduce you to my tank. Bang! Ooh, that was satisfying. For like in less than a minute, I'd completely turned the game around. Oh, bit of lag session there. There we go. So yeah, in less than a minute or 50 seconds even, I'd been able to turn this game from a disastrous defeat to a hopeful victory. Well, at least a salvageable victory. I don't know whether it would be one or not. So the Studer Emil, I think I must have shot him because it wasn't that badly damaged beforehand. So he gets taken out by the KV-3. I go charging to get the Tiger. Our RIS tank is in position, and I take my time. He hits, and I get a nice clutching shot to take out the Tiger. So this game completely reverted around, and the last area, I was keeping my eye on the map, if you hadn't noticed, about the Tiger P that was still alive. I knew he had full health. I knew he had, and I knew he was on the southern flank. So I decided to push up, be a little, try and push up, try and see if there's anyone around. I was half expecting to get shot, but it turned out not so. So swing round. And I knew the IS and KV-3 were going to go straight to the cap. They weren't going to give two shits about finding this one guy. So I thought, right, sod those guys. I'm going to need to find, you know, sod the cap. There's one guy left. We can find him in the time that we have left. So, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is! And I donked the first shot. Yeah, that was a close one, but I still donked the shot. So then it was a case of dodge, go inside, go into the side, take your time reloading, come back out, and I think he must have had a stock gun because I didn't take too much damage. I take cover, he shoots, hits the building, I swing round, aim, fire, I do a nice shot into him, and he waits until I reload. Kudos to him. And I shoot, but then I only do tracking, which is frustrating as Christ. But at this point, I'm thinking, right, I can kill him. 3, 2, bang! Oy vey! I can tell you now, raging in games is not a good thing. If you are having a bad day, just give it a break for a few moments. But there are those rare occasions when the grind that you're doing at the moment is just so frustrating, and then when the game tries to do something like that to you, or when your teammates try and do something like that to you by going into a game where you think, oh my god, this is beautiful, and it gets torn apart, if you can, be aggressive. Lose your temper and go on a killing spree, because that generally well, at least in this case, that helped out. So, yeah, I'll see you guys back in the garage. So, Hulk mode much? Yes, my SU-122-44 saves the day once again. Oh my god, I was fuming during that match. It was a beautiful match because it was like the matchmaking gods. You know, this was one of those games where I thought it was just going to be perfect. And it was to an extent, but not how I envisioned it. So, yeah, because I had a premium tank, I got myself 104,050 credits, so that was very appreciated. And because it was a ×5, I got myself 11,000 experience. Holy shit! It's the most experience I've ever got. In a ×5, so shit. That's a lot. So obviously, yeah, we got a mastery badge. Ace tanker. And I also got myself a Top Gun and Defender. I'm surprised I got that. I thought it was 80 or more, but I guess I was very fortunate and went around rather than went through. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got Defender. But still, very good game. If we go to the team score, I did 3,617 damage, and I got a base experience of 100,509. I kind of wanted to do more. I know if I'd hit a couple more targets, I would have done so much more. But unfortunately, RNG was trolling me so hard in that first half, which is in a sense kind of a good thing, because otherwise I wouldn't have raged and gone into Hulk mode like I would there. So, yeah, that was quite interesting, and that's about it for this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. If you like this kind of content, feel free to let me know by typing in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. If you yourself are a YouTuber who plays World of Tanks, or just a World of Tanks expert, and you feel there's a few things I can learn here and there, you know, maybe figuring out how to use this thing, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not the greatest of medium tank drivers. So definitely, you know, certainly could do with a bit more practice. But if there's any kind of hints and tips, if you guys want to, you know, question of the day, how do you drive your Centurion more efficiently, either through grinding or when you're at top of when you've gotten everything. So if you have anything like that, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. That's about it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is Crap Hunter signing out. Happy birthday, World of Tanks. Let's hope we play more of you.